Hello everyone, this is going to be my second attempt. I made another video about this, but then I lost thought on where I wanted to go with it. So now I did it. I know I already had another Transformer Deku in Rising of the Shield Hero, and I thought, why not make another one for the fun of it. So as you can see the title, this is what a Deku was: Omega Supreme. Omega Supreme is one of my most favorite Transformers. Because for me, he's always going to be my favorite character. Now, yeah. So here's a little bit of backstory. So he is from the My Hero world, but a little different. And so this is a backstory. So back on Cybertron, when the war was still happening, everything went as just like in canon, but a little differently. The Autobots were not going to escape. In fact, they were going to stay on Cybertron. But they had one thing they had to protect the most: the Allspark. The Allspark, as you would know if you are a Transformers fan, if you are, the Allspark is a vessel of basically life and creation. So yeah. So anyways, the Allspark was hidden on the cargo ship, which would have you. So yeah, I'm messing up some things. Sorry. So the Allspark was on a cargo ship, and it was going to go. The Decepticons didn't know the Allspark was on a ship at first, but that was way too late before they noticed. As soon as they noticed, it was already gone. And a couple thousand years later, the Autobots and Decepticons basically were wiped out, and a new generation of Cybertronians were formed and forgotten all about the war. But they did remember but they somehow did figure out the war and figured about the Allspark one day. So they are trying to find it, but to no avail, so they finally gave up. Now back to the Allspark and cargo ship. The cargo ship was out of fuel for a very long time. It was drifting in space. That's when meteors hit the ship, rocking it. And that's when the Allspark finally activated for so long. It shined the most brightest blue light you can ever think of, engulfing the entire ship in a blue light, turning it into the ship just like in Transformers Animated. But it was still offline. It just needed to wake up. That's when a black hole appeared. The ship was being drifted and being dragged into the black hole. It drifted in space but that black hole, man, I'm messing up some things. And messing up on words as well. Sorry about that. So, in the black hole was another portal to another world. And as you would know, as I did say in the beginning, the Shield Hero world. So, wait. Excuse me. Sorry, something was in my throat. Yeah. Anyways. So, Omega, I'm not gonna go with cargo ship. You already know who it is. If, you know. So, the ship crash landed into a volcano, being stuck there for the longest periods of time in history. It's been there even before the Rising of the Shield Hero began. So I think like 1,000 years later, that's when the anime started. Everything just like in the anime happened up to the point where Nafumi met Philo and Raphtalia and Malti as well. Right before they met the priest. So while they were walking from the flaming woods, they discovered a cave and thought to camp out there for the time being to rest. Not knowing what that cave was the volcano that Omega crashed in. They walked and walked around just to see if there's anything inside the cave that could be valuable. Magic artifacts, crystals, herbs, everything that you could think of in a fantasy world. That's when they noticed a metal door. Something the size of a giant. They thought it was they wondered what was inside until Naofumi put his hand against it and it suddenly opened. When they walked inside to see what was inside of it, they walked and walked and noticed everything was so big. It was huge on the inside. They thought it was just another dungeon boss battle thing. But really, it was a ship. But they didn't know that. So they walked and walked until they noticed a door with a symbol. A symbol that looked like a face. As you can see, the symbol on his chest. So now Fumi thought, what could be inside? It could be something useful if it had a symbol like that, and all the other doors did not. So now Fumi pried against the door, and both Rautalia and Philo hit it with everything they got. But man, I'm messing up my words. I'm so sorry. It's been a while. But anyways, they hit it with everything they got. While Rautalia, wait no, not Rautalia, Malty, sorry, was looking around, curious about what is this place. It looks so old and yet still clean at the same time. Everything was dusty. Everything had rocks inside of it for somehow. It was completely dark until Rautalia accidentally hit something and all the lights turned on. They heard a giant rumble-like machine. And until they knew, the door with the symbol opened. The room began to shift into the way where the door was. They all slid into the room where they were trying to get into. And the door closed. Not knowing what happened, they heard some crackling in where they were. And before they knew it, light just beamed into their faces without them knowing. And when they looked out, they noticed something weird. They were in the sky, but now Fumi kind of know where he is. He was in some sort of machine, but a really advanced one for some reason. Of course, they were all having their guard up, until they all felt a moving sensation in the machine. That's when they finally noticed they were not on the ground, they were in the sky. And when they looked out, they noticed the trees were on the ground. But they also noticed something. 2 giant arms. One that looked like it had a 3-fingered claw. And the other, something that resembled, well, as you can see, this thing right here. I don't know what to call that thing. A pointer? Anyways. So, yeah, they were shocked. Until they heard this one giant word echoing throughout their entire bodies. Omega Supreme Online. They were shocked to their core. And once shocked into their core, they finally realized they were in the head of a giant. It was towering over mountain. It was towering over trees and everything. It was taller than a dragon. Taller than the dinosaur and taller than the queen bird. I forgot her name. She had like a couple of tulips. I think that's what they're called on her head, in a shape like a crown type thing. She was like Philo but different. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you've seen the anime, the bird was up to his knee. So Omega was confused on where he was and how he could think and understand. That's when he heard noises inside of his head. They're saying, "What is going on? What is happening?" That's when he activated cameras, well, like, security cameras just in case, inside of his head to see what's going on inside of him. He checked every camera until he checked the final one that was inside of his head. And he noticed 3 little people inside of his head. Him not knowing what to do, he freaked out. Not knowing something that he did not know what it was inside of his head. He tripped and he fell on his back, creating a massive earthquake, falling on the mountain. This got the attention of a couple people. But we're not going to get into that. So, yeah. So, as you can know, this is a short video because I don't know what to do with this video. I just thought it could be for fun. If you want this to be an actual series, it could. If you don't want it to be, that's fine with me. I'm just making this for fun and seeing if you would enjoy it. And I do hope. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed the video on how it was. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful life, a wonderful time in life. Wherever you are, boy or girl, have a wonderful time. Yeah.